So today I am about to finish one of the books, and then we will continue in the new book. So here we go. A new way to see possibilities clearly is comprised of a number of things. First of all, not engaging in destructive speech. Someone who negates things and discourages and predicts failure, incompetence, and hindrances, because it can benefit both people or the group to channel a creative thinking properly. Things that, and as we work on this, the people around us, it doesn't work. The aura doesn't fit if they're always engaging in destructive speech. Things that were hard for others could be easy for me, and vice versa. Letting go of where I thought I learned things and trusting my own connection to the source of truth and information as a channel, and seeing who I look like, individuals, groups. All right, we finished one. Let's move on to book 10. So I'm going to share a little bit about this new matrix idea from Sarah Esther Crisp on the Inter-Inclusion website, which is from both Asher Crisp and Sarah Esther Crisp. She teaches the Baal Shem Tov teaches that embedded within development and growth is a three-stage process, and this is talked about by many teachers in contemporary times and also in the past. Contemporary teachers and classic teachers of Hasidism. First is submission. It's a humility, or a sense, like one sense of importance is not the focus, and we could remove the ego and see the situation or the situations, to see others, to see things in a different light, like I just mentioned, seeing things in a different light and making room. This is also called hachna'ah. When we think about the 10 utterances that created or recreate the entire world, it's like if we're gonna have 3 sets of 10, she teaches. So it's like Yud is the 10th letter. It's the smallest of the Hebrew alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet, and it's higher than most of the rest. Literally, like how it's written right at the tippy top, as a symbol. But it exists in each and every letter. It's true. Every letter starts with like the Yud head. But one of the laws of writing a Torah scroll is that every letter must begin with the drawing of the letter Yud, which is then elongated into different letters. So here we're finding the 10 in each of them. So these are called the 10 utterances from God. 2, the second stage is separation or disentwining, or we could say disengaging. It's the objectivity and removal of attachment, or detaching, right? It's also called Havdalah, separation, like from the mundane and the holy, like clearly having discernment, separating what is not, like not blending or mixing anymore, or having it no longer mixed or blended. Then we have the 10 plagues that bring the possibility of responsibility. This is like where we start to be in the unenslavement, right? And then third is sweetening. This is when it comes together, we come together consciously empowered to make choices that in line with filling one's universal or one's individual or the universal mission in the world, connecting from a place of awareness, recognition, and freedom. And this is stage is called Hamtaka, which is like sweetness. So we had submission, separation, and sweetness. And you can put any process kind of in this of growth and development into this construct. And this third stage relates to the 10 Commandments, which are the culminations, the culminatings, like the final level, like the ultimate goal. This is it. This is the forever breakdown. And then I want to share from Shifra Chana Hendry, the beliefs of the new matrix, the Soviv Kol Alman, is that everything is in. This is what she's sharing about her version of the new matrix. I shared for me a few things like, non-destructive speech, being a direct channel, and I want to read them again. seeing who I look like, letting go of where I thought I learned the things, recognizing also that something that is hard for someone else could be easy for me. Something that's hard for me could be easy for someone else. So you could see here, there's this stage of submission, separating, and sweetness. So now her version, Shifra Chana Hendry. Everything is infinite, everything is God. I'm always connected to God. And they're kind of like affirmations. Everything happens by divine providence, out of divine desire, because everything's for the good. Ultimately, the revealed good, and the world is fluid. Our challenges and obstacles are the gateway to new powers from the soul. Everything's being recreated at every instant. Our souls are coming into our bodies because it desires God, and what we desire is part of our purpose. God loves us and wants us to grow and thrive. We are here to co-create and transform ourselves, our world, and it's okay to make mistakes. We are a hologram. We have to do things imperfectly. It's okay to make mistakes, because making mistakes is a necessary part of creating something new. We each have to say to ourselves, I am the observer, the aligner, the co-creator, and that the thought, speech, and action is up to me, and the results are up to God. Nothing exists separate from consciousness. The future is pulling us forward, regardless of what we do. Our flaws and challenges are a core part of our purpose, our potential, our power, and physicality and spirituality enhance each other. Wealth and spirituality are meant to go together. As each of us liberates and frees ourselves, we are transforming darkness into light and opening a new portal for all humans. We're moving toward a brand new destiny, and there's nothing here but God, but the One. We are each here to be a partner in creation. We are here to create a passionate love affair with God. God and I, God and you, God and each of us is in this together. We want the same things. We transform our life through transforming ourselves. And in the Zohar, chapter Truma, it says in chapter 41, verse 445, there are 7 entrances into Gehenna, which is hell, and there are 7 chambers there. There are 7 types of wicked people: evil, scoundrel, sinner, wicked, destroyer, buffoon, and arrogant. They all have corresponding chambers in Gehenna, each one as proper for him. They give him a chamber in Gehenna according to the level at which the wicked one sinned. Chapter 49, verse 5. This is what people ask, well, what does the Torah say about hell? So here we have the mystical level. Okay, chapter 49, verse 550. 3 departed from the world at that time, which was the Shabbos Mincha, the Saturday, the Shabbos Mincha, which is like the time. It's the same word for the offering at the temple, but really it's like a prayer or a worship or making a connection, a bonding, service, worship kind of version of an experience, dedication to God in the afternoon. Could be close to the evening, could be shortly after the noon time, but it's in the afternoon sort of. And so these 3 are all included in Moshe. Moshe is the original prophet, the original leader of Bnei Israel. He was like the king, but they didn't have a king. Eventually they had a king. He was the teacher, the leader. It's called Moses the faithful shepherd. He teaches us about faithfulness. And he departed from the world at that time, Saturday afternoon. Then we have Yosef, and he was the righteous. He's about righteousness. And King David, which is about kingship. So they're all connected. And they're all included in Moshe: faithfulness, kingship, and righteousness. Then I wanted to share how in Bamidbar, chapter 33, the list, this is like not this past, this is a couple weeks ago, the Parsha is the portion, Bamidbar is numbers. So now we're already like a few weeks later. But in chapter 33, it talks about how we left Egypt plus the and plus the desert. There was 42 journeys under Moses and Aaron, from Ramses to Sukkot to Etam to Pi Hachirot, or Pnei. And I just want to say that these are also considered to be by the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of Chassidus, mentioned him before, to be, each person has these 42 stages of their journey that correspond to the places of the Jewish people, or if you relate to this idea of the 42 stages in the journey. Not the growth and development process, the 3 steps earlier. This is a different concept. And this is the idea that each of these names are not always the name of the location, they're the name of the station of experience at that point. So anyway, I'm going to start from the beginning. Again, this is Bamidbar, which is Numbers, chapter 33. Ramses, Sukkot, Etam, Pnei Hachirot, or Pia, Chirot, Mara, Elim, the Red Sea, the Midbar, or the desert of Sin. Dofka Alush Refidim, the desert which is the midbar of Sinai. So right, they went back and forth. Kivros Hataiva, Chatzerot, Risma, Rimon Paretz, Livna, Risa, Kehelasa, Har, which is Mount, Shofar, Harada, Makelos, Tachas, Tarach, Miska, Chashmona, Maseros, Bnei, Yaakun, Chor, Hagid Gad, Yotvada, Avrona, Etzion Gover, Midbar, the desert of Sin, again, Kadesh, Har, Mount Har, Har, Salmana, Funon, Avos, the Iye Avarim, which is the ruins, Divon Gad, Almon Divlasaima, Hare Avarim, which is the mountains of Avarim, Arvos Moab, which is the plains of Moab at the Jordan, at Jericho, Beis Yeshimos, and Avel Shittim. And in Bamidbar, chapter 34, it talks about the boundaries of Israel, which was also called Canaan. So this is exactly the border, if anyone's worried about how big Israel is supposed to be. The southernmost corner shall be from the desert of Sin along Edom, and the southern border shall be from the edge of the Sea of Salt, the Dead Sea, to the east. The border that turns south at Male Akravim, passing towards Sin, and its ends shall be to the south of Kadesh Barnea. Then it shall extend to Chatzer Adar, and continues toward Atzmon. Then turns from Atzmon to the stream of Egypt, and its end shall be to the sea. You can look at a map, an ancient map, not this new fake, Palestine. Originally, the Palestinian Talmud was the Israeli Talmud, so this is for anyone to start calling themselves Palestinians now. They're actually trying to say they're taking away the identity of what Palestine was, which was Israel. It used to mean the same thing. So, and this is and its end shall be to the sea. Then it turns from Atzmon to the stream of Egypt, and its end shall be to the sea. It shall be the western border, the Great Sea, the Mediterranean, which is Yom HaGadol. The northern border, right? So we did southern, western, northern border from the Yom HaGadol, the Great Sea, the Mediterranean Sea. Turn yourselves toward Mount Har, then turn to the entrance of Chamos. The border shall extend to Zivrona, and its end shall be Chatzar Einan. Then turn to the eastern border, from Chatzar Einan to Shifam, descending toward Ribla to the east of Ayin. Then the border descends and hits the eastern shore of Lake Kinneret and continues downward along the Yarden, the Jordan, and its ends is in Yam HaMelech, the Sea of Salt. So here you have the entire area. And this is what God said. Now, actually, a portion was given outside of the Jordan shortly after these writings, the Torah, where two tribes, Reuben, Gad, and half of Manasseh, got settlements outside of the Dead Sea, and they are now included. And one day it'll be totally belonging to the indigenous people who belong there, the Israeli Jewish people. The original Israeli people. Avram was the first Jew. It was promised to him. So all the Jewish people have a portion. And that's what we say. We say all Jewish people have a portion of Israel. And if you look on a map, a real map, not these days they show the map, they show Africa very small, Russia very big, but actually if you look, you'll see US and Canada is much smaller. Greenland and Iceland are the wrong shapes in reference to other places. Africa is bigger and Russia is smaller. So a real map, I'm looking at a map, that's why I'm saying that. The real map, Israel's tiny. It's like the size of, it's smaller than a state in the United States, really. Plenty of the states. So now I'm going to share from Bamidbar, chapter 14. This is Parsha Shlach. Remember I said a Parsha is a portion. In verse 22 it says, that all the men who have seen my glory and my signs that I performed in Egypt and in the wilderness and have tested me these 10 times and have not heeded my voice. The sages say it's these 10 times. And I'm about to say, but I just want to say my point was that one day this place that is supposed to be belonging to the Jewish people will be for the Jewish people. We could say it's happening very, very soon, or it's already in process. Okay. The sages say these 10 times. When are the 10 times? One, when the Egyptians chased them to the sea. This is from Exodus 14:11. When they had nothing to drink besides the bitter waters of Mara, Exodus 15:24. When they ran out of food, Exodus 16:3. When they left manna over, even though they had been told not to, 16:20 Exodus. When they left the camp to gather manna on the shop. When it says they, it doesn't mean everyone, it means certain people. When they right, these are the 10 times that the Jewish people, after being freed from Egypt, we don't want to say rebelled, we'll say that they didn't heed God. They they tested God. They were trying to test God. Okay. When they left the camp to gather manna on the Shabbos, even when they were told not to. Exodus 16:27. When their water ran out in Rephidim, Exodus 17:2. When they worshipped the golden calf, Exodus 32:4. When they rebelled against God's mitzvahs, Numbers 11:1. When they complained that the manna wasn't good, Numbers 11:4. When they believed the spies' evil report about the land of Eretz Yisrael, Numbers 14:22.